Hello and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be going over everything that I have contributed to the project thus far. As shown in previous videos, I have made billboards throughout the map that follow the character's camera and I've created the functionality for those things. I have also, as shown in a previous video, have made the bare bones of the dialogue system. In terms of what I've done since then, since those two videos, is I have updated the dialogue system. I have created materials for the locations. I have imported the textures and 2D assets into the game that have been created by the other the other team members. I have also started off the widgets for the widget for the location for Parker to start programming, and I have done other things in the background as team leader that I will get to in a moment. So, in terms of what I've done in terms of upgrading or updating the dialogue system, Spencer has went ahead and created more dialogue for it. So I went in here and put all the dialogue in here and created new indexes for the dialogue. I've also updated the widget for the dialogue, if I can find that really quick, so that the new dialogue can fit within the new widget as shown here. I've expanded it and I can show what that looks like in game real quick. As you can see, the dialogue is different. There has been more dialogue written up by Spencer. However, I don't know how I'm going to implement that yet. I don't know if I need to make 7 more NPCs from the ground up, or if I can add in some sort of variable to make it to where each actor spits out certain dialogue depending on what ID number they have. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet. I'm going to look more into it, and that's probably the next thing that I'm gonna do after this video to the next video. And as you can see, I've also put in these materials here. I can show you how I did that. I created a master material, and then I went in. Yeah, I went in and created the master material, and I switched the shadow, the shading model to unlit, and plugged in the sample into the emissive color. I also changed the sample to a parameter so I can switch what the texture of the material is with each material instance. So that's how I created the materials for the locations. I have also done a lot of content folder organization as shown here, as I said earlier. UI textures, train part textures. Parker said that he knew what he was going to do with these, so I just put them in here for him. NPC textures, I don't know if we're going to use this character anymore, but I wanted to test to make sure that it worked, and it does work. It does go on there, as you can see, and it is the effect that we want. So the format at which the artist made it does work, so that's good to know. And that's kind of the update to the. I guess I can show you the coding on what I did to make sure that I got the materials to change. I added an ID number, and I made around 8 or 9 of these because we have 9 locations, and I put an ID number for each separate location, and with those numbers are correlated with a certain material that I have shown earlier that how I created. The only material that we don't have is for Richmond, but the professor said that she will get us another picture of that. So once we do, I'll implement that. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at in terms of my actual coding and contributing to on that front. In terms of experiences with a team leader, as being a team leader, I have made sure that all ideas and all conceptual things are organized and everyone gets a chance to have their creative freedom. I also make sure that I've also made sure that we know what kind of tasks we have to do. I've helped out on making sure everyone stays on task and knows what they're doing, and making sure that all these assets get into the game. I also have a responsibility of updating the game development document that I have done a little bit in the past. I do need to update it some more, but I have taken a shot at cracking that, and I have done a lot of communicating between each different group, that being designers, artists, and programmers, to make sure that everyone knows how the game's doing, where we're at with everything, and all that. So a lot of organization and communication, and that has been the biggest learning curve for me with taking this role, because I have been known to be better with self-directed projects, as shown in my previous game. But it's a nice change, and it is nice to rely on other people to make a even better game. So that's kind of where I'm at with my project. And in terms of what everything that I hit on my project proposal, I hit everything. I hit the dialogue system. I got the bare bones of that. I do need to tweak it a bit more, which that's the next thing I'm going to do. I have started off and helped Parker with the widgets and the interactability with the locations. The only thing I didn't get to do was the mini games, but the mini games were not readily available to me yet, so I went ahead and did some other fine tuning things of creating the materials and textures, and importing a bunch of assets, 2D assets that have been made by everybody, and updating the game, and just being available to help anyone that needs help. So that's my contribution to the project, what I've done, where we're at, and this is what the game looks like so far. There's still quite a bit to be done, and I can't wait to get it all done. And I'll talk to you guys later.